Hey there guys, as promised, this is the Rowan or Ogham loose protection spell oil. And as I was going over this, I wanted it to be about protection in general, but there is a very strong undertone of protection against psychic attack, which this Ogham has definitely been helping me with. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each ingredient. I'm going to go away and do the magic myself, and then I'll show you the end result at the end, just to show you what it looks like. So for the spell oil, I usually put crystals in, crystal chips, and for your own protection oils, if you're going to attempt this or something like it, I would suggest utilizing the crystal that you most associate with protection. You can use most black crystals for protection, for example. You can use a lot of quartz for protection. Whichever really resonates with you most is probably what's best. So for the herbs and essential oil, I'm going to use an essential oil, and this one I decided to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depends on how I feel about it. So first and foremost, I'm going to put 3 Rowan berries into the Rowan Ogham protection oil. I think that pretty much goes without saying. Let me see if I can pick 3 small ones to go in my thing. So the Rowan bark also has a really rich history of protection and would also work. I just decided to utilize berries for this one. I'm going to use 3 for maiden, for mother, and for crone. So you could use the bark if you had access to the bark. If you were going to do that, you might want to shred it small or grind it up a little bit more. But Rowan as a herb has a really rich history of protection. There is a lot of lore. I'm just going to see if I can remind myself of some of the lore. My brain isn't working very well. Rowan twigs were traditionally placed above doorways to protect the inhabitants against misfortune and evil spirits. It's one of the trees sacred to druids and used for protection against sorcery and evil spirits. Also used on funeral pyres, for it symbolized death and rebirth. Also associated with dragons and serpents. Strong energies of protection. Then I'm going to add 3 cloves for maiden, for mother, and for crone. Now, if you wanted to crush these up and have them in the oil, so the oil would actually probably be coloured by that, then you could do that. You could also do this where you crush it all up and heat it up and then strain it if you wanted to do it that way. So I'm then going to put 3 pieces of sandalwood bark in, again for maiden. For mother and for crone. Now that makes 9, which is 3 by 3. You could leave it there, but I'm going to put a little bit of angelica bark in. So clove and sandalwood are for protection, and clove and sandalwood are very strong in the areas of protection against psychic attack. The reason I'm going to put some angelica root in, I'm not going to count the angelica root, I'm just going to put some in, is for a number of reasons. One, it's one of the herbs that I absolutely adore. I really love everything about it. Its energies, its resonations, it protects home, hearth, person. It protects against psychic attack. It also imbues everything around it and sort of pumps up the energies. Now, I've put everything straight in just for demonstrations purposes, and if you were creating your own, what you should actually do is be imbuing each before you do it. You can imbue them in here as well, of course. You can imbue them while they're in, so you could hold the bottle and fill it with your energy and intention, so you'd be telling the oil what you wanted it to do, what its purpose was for. And so whether you or not you do that beforehand or after you put it in the bottle is entirely up to you. You could create the oil in its entirety before you were gonna imbue it. Again, that is entirely up to you. So what I am then going to do is I'm going to put 3 drops of sandalwood essential oil in. Or wood. Is this the one that's argumentative? One of my essential oils is argumentative at letting the drops out. Yeah, this might be the one that's argumentative. I forgot about that. So, fortunately, I will do that off camera then. So I will do that off camera, I will go out and imbue and put my oil all in, and then we'll show you what it looks like at the end. There we go, one finished oil. Many blessings.